Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Salmon Osata. I hope you've been fine. So today we are going to discuss on how to estimate for general surface water and excavation works. Please, if you are new, remember to subscribe, like and comment. Okay, so our question is calculate the cost for removal of general surface water. The data that we are given is pump. The working one will be 2,500 per day, operator 1,500 per day, standby pump 2,500 per day. Then duration of the work will be 4 weeks. So that is the data that we are given. So then we start by the cost incurred for hiring the pump. So the pump we've been given in the data is 2,500 per day. Then we have a standby pump. The purpose of the standby pump is when the working pump runs in default, you may replace it so that the work may not stand. So you add the cost of the pump, which is 2,500, plus the pump standby 2,500, that is 5,000. Then you add the cost of the operator, because the pump will come together with the operator who will operate it. The operator we were given to be 1,500. So the total cost will be 6,500. That this pump will work the whole day. This is the cost, including the cost of the operator. But we are told that the work goes for 4 weeks. So you convert this 6,500, which is a daily cost, to weekly cost, whereby you take 6,500, you multiply it by 6. Those are the 6 working days. Then you multiply it by 4 weeks that we are given in the data up there. That will be 156,500. After that, you add, as we had discussed in our previous video, in each and every works that you are building up unit rate, you must add the profits and overheads. There are stages where we'll start adding waste, but here we will not have waste because we will be using the machineries. So you add the profit and overheads, which the percentage of profits and overheads is 25%. So you take 25% of 156,000, which is 39,000. Then you get the total for the entire work, whereby you will take the 39,000 plus 156,000, you get 195,000. So that is the cost for the pump that will remove the general surface water. So that is the question, the first question. It is just as simple as that. So the next one we have, using the data given below, calculate the unit rate for excavating a basement over 3 meters, not exceeding 4.5 meters deep, starting from ground level, per meter cube. The cost of excavating a basement using an excavator. The data that we are given is purchase price of the excavator is 4.5 million. Resale value can also be termed as scrap value. Will be resale value after 5 years we are given to be 800,000. Average interest on capital is 10% of the purchase price. Repairs and renewals per day. Repairs and renewals per day will be 10% of the annual depreciation. Operator per day will be 80 bob. Banksman per day will be 40 bob. Fuel consumption per 45 liter will be 80 bob. That is the cost of the fuel. But remember, this written per 45 liter means in each and every hour the excavator will consume 45 liters of fuel. Then lubrication oil consumption is 2 liters, where the cost of that oil is 140 per liter. then insurance per annum will be 50%, then license per year will be 5,000. So that is the data that we are given. So when you have that data, you begin by calculating the owning cost of the excavator that you'll use to excavate the basement. So you start by summing up the owning cost. So the owning cost are the costs that are incurred by the owner of the plant or the machine. That is the first thing that the owner of the plant will spend on will be annual depreciation. Remember, when you have a plant or a machine, there will be depreciation because the plant works on a daily basis or a yearly basis or a monthly basis. So it will have to be depreciate. The cost of that plant will not be the same as per the way it was purchased initially. So you get the annual depreciation. Annual depreciation, the formula is purchase price minus resale value over life expectancy. Life expectancy is the estimated number of years that the machine will work when it is still in the condition of working. So that is the purchase price of the machine is 4.5 million. Our scrap value or the resale value is 800,000. Then our life expectancy of the machine is 5 years. So when you calculate that, 4.5 million minus 800,000 over 5 will be 740,000 per annum. That is the first owning cost. The next owning cost is the average interest on capital. Average interest on capital, which is 10%. We were told in the data that is 10% of the purchase price. So the average interest on capital, we were told in the data above there that it is 10% of the purchase price. So you take 10% of 4.5 million, then we have the 60 over 100. 60 over 100 is the book value. Whenever you are calculating the average interest on capital, don't forget to include the 60 over 100. 60 over 100 is the book value of that machine. So after calculating that, you'll get 270,000. So remember, when you've forgotten 60 over 100, the answer that you'll find there will not be correct. Okay, so the next item in the owning cost is the repairs and renewals. Remember, repairs and renewals, the owner of the machine is the person who will incur those costs. Where we were told it is 10% of the annual depreciation. So you take 10% of our annual depreciation, which was 740,000. So the funny part of this question is, whenever you get the annual depreciation wrong, it means that the repairs and renewals amount will be wrong, and your totals of the owning cost will also be wrong. So you must be keen when you are calculating each and every item in this question. So the repairs and renewals, 10% of that will be 74,000. But we were told in the question that repairs and renewals per day are done per day. They are done on a daily basis. So the value we've gotten here, which is 74,000, that is the value, that is the cost of doing the repairs and renewals of the machines on a daily basis. But we need to convert it into years. So you multiply it by 6 to convert it into weeks. Then after converting it into weeks, remember a month has 4 weeks. Then you multiply it by 4 to convert it into 1 month. Then after converting it into a month, you then multiply by 12 to convert it into a year, because a year has 12 months. So the cost of repairs and renewals will be 21,312,000. Yeah. So the next item is insurance. Insurance, we were told in the question that insurance per annum is 5% of purchase price. It is 5% of the purchase price. So our purchase price was 4.5 million. So you get the 5% of our purchase price, which will be 5 over 100 times 4.5 million. You will get 225,000. That is the amount that will be used, that the owner of the machine will use for the insurance of that machine, to insure the machine. So the next one is license, which is also given in the okay, so the insurance we are done with. So license was direct from the question. It was 5,000 per year as per the question. So license, you just have to write 5,000 per year. There is no calculations. So you, after doing all those items, so according to the data we are given, those are the owning cost items that falls under owning cost as per the data that we are given. Then you now get the total owning cost, whereby you add each and every item from the first item, which was annual depreciation, the second one, which is interest on capital, the third one, which is repairs and renewals, the fourth one, which is insurance, the fifth one, which is the fifth one, I think that is just a error, the fifth one, which is 5,000. Then the total you get, whereby mine, the total was 22,552,000. After getting this amount, you then convert it into hours, because the rate we need, it is in hours. So in our previous video, I told you that it is always estimated that a whole year there are 2,000 working hours. 2,000 working hours. So you'll equate 2,000 hours is equal to 22,552,000 worth of 1 hour, where you'll get 11,276. So that is the entire total for the owning cost of that machine. Then you'll proceed to the running or operating cost, whereby in the data we were given for the operating and running costs, we were given things like operator per day, banksman per day, lubrication. These ones, the person who has hired the machine, who is using the machine, is the person who will incur those costs, not the owner of the machine. The operator will be paid by the person who has hired the machine. The banksman is the person who is assisting the operator in the machine, in any equipment or plant. So the banksman, we were given 40 bob there. Lubrication oil was 140. Price of a liter of lubricating oil is 140. Then we were told that the machine will use 2 liters of lubricating oil, which will be 140 times 2 will be 280. Then the total of this will be 280 plus 80 plus 40, which will be 400 shillings per day. Then you then convert it to per hour. So we all know that a day, working hours in a day are 8 hours. So you equate 8 hours is equal to 400 worth of 1 hour. You will get 50 shillings. You will get 50 shillings. Then there was an item which we never included, fuel and consumption. It is included later because fuel consumption is given in hours, how the excavator will consume fuel per hour. So whereby we were given 40 liters per hour, where each liter is 80 shillings. So you calculate 45 liters for 1 hour, so times the price of the liter, which is 80 shillings, you get 3,600. So fuel also falls under operating cost. Then you get total of the operating cost, which is 3,600, which is for fuel per hour, then 50 bob which is for the three items, the banksman, operator, and the lubricating oil. That is 3,650. Then after that, you get the total running and owning cost per hour. You take the value of your running cost, which was 11,276, and the total operating cost, which was 3,650. Then you get the total, which will be 14,926.00 cents. Then after that, you add profit and overheads, which is 25%. So you take 25 over 100 of that value is 3,731.5, 731.50 cents. So after getting that, you get the total, which is the 14,926 plus the amount for the profit and overheads, which will be 3,731. Then the total will be 18,657.50 cents. So that is the amount that the contractor will quote for the excavator, which will be used for the excavations of the basement work. Okay, for the basement work. So that is those are the questions for today. But there are other circumstances where you'll also calculate the cycle time. I'll upload the next video for a question which specifies that we should calculate the cycle time of the machine. You should do the you take the cycle times, you also do the owning and the running cost, then you get the rate for excavating that trench or the basement. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. Please remember to subscribe, like, and comment.